Welcome back. This is KTN News Desk. I am Akisa Ondera. Many thanks for staying with us. Today being Idul Fitri, let's see how Muslims across the country are celebrating their day. And we cross over live here to Ajia, where my colleague Faisal Abdurrahman is. He is in Jamia Mosque here in Nairobi. I am made to understand, and he will be telling us how this day is being celebrated. A very good afternoon to you, Faisal. How are things so far?
Thank you, Akisa. As you've said, Muslims around the globe are celebrating Idul Fitri after they have finished the month of Ramadan, the blessed month of Ramadan. Earlier on in the morning, we were in Sir Ali grounds. Leader of majority and Muslim Imam Council talked about many things concerning corruption and also called for unity amongst Kenyans. With me, now I'm in Jamia Mosque. I'm with Muslims who are gathered to pray Friday prayers. We'll ask them how they feel this day. Unaweza tuambia umuhimu wa siku hii ya leo?
Umuhimu wa siku leo ni kumaliza mwezi wa Ramadhani, tumeshakamilisha. Na tunashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu ametufikisha leo tuidi pamoja na watoto na wenzetu Waislamu. Na tunashukuru Mungu, tunatoa zakatul fitri na tunakula, tumeanza kukula chakula na tunafurahi sana leo. And we thanks to God Almighty has given us this opportunity. We expect tunatarajia Mungu ametusaidia na tunashukuru yeye.
Akisa, maybe just to bring one youth, Abdikader, tell us the importance of this holy day.
Today is a very important day in the Islamic calendar. First of all, it marks the end of the holy month of the Ramadan. We are celebrating a day called Idul Fitr, whereby we send greetings to all Muslims. We come together, have feast together, and pray to Allah that He accept the entire month that we have been fasting. And the other thing, I also want to send greetings to all Kenyans and Muslims across the globe, to all Muslims and Kenyans across the globe. To all Muslims across the globe and our fellow Kenyans. Today is also a public holiday for the country. We also say thank you to the government for making this day, a public holiday. It also shows the importance the government puts, in cohesion, that we are all one, despite our differences in religion, that we are one nation. We are also celebrating diversity. Other Kenyans who are not Muslims are also celebrating with us, and we are sending a message of goodwill, cohesion. The other thing, as Muslims, we also stand with the President's message of fighting corruption and all the evils that's happening with this country. The Muslim community stands behind the President, and we are also sending greetings to everyone and wishing them well, the sick, those in hospitals, those who have problems. We pray to Allah that it makes easy for them. The other thing, right now, as Muslim community, you are aware that the government has given us this day dedicated to the Muslim. But it has also made other Kenyans celebrate with us, because it's a working day, but it has been made a public holiday to show that we are one, and we celebrate that. And we say thank you to the government and the authorities for making this day a public holiday, and we also request them to make the other Eid coming, which is Idul Adha, a public holiday. The other thing, today the majority leader has given a statement regarding the profiling of the Somali community. Yesterday and the day before yesterday, there were a lot of social media comments regarding attacking the Somali community, saying, this issue of goods, as if, if someone makes one mistake, it should not be about a community. When other communities, the individuals in other communities make one mistake, or either do maybe corrupt deals or contraband goods, it becomes an individual case. But when Somali maybe does one problem, it becomes an entire problem for the community. So we therefore say to people who are trying to malign the name of the community that we are not taking that lightly. If there's a problem, deal with the individual and not try to malign everyone. Otherwise, I wish everybody a happy Idul Fitr.
Thank you. Akisa, before I leave, they say gender parity. I just want to give my sister utuambie umuhimu wa siku hii ya leo.
Kwanza kabisa nasalimia Waislamu wote popote pale walipo. Alhamdulillah, leo tumeidi vyema. Personally, niliswali kule Isli High School. Ilikuwa siku kubwa sana na siku muhimu katika tarehe, ama tuseme tu katika Uislamu. Ni siku ambayo tunasherekea Idul Fitri. Tulikuwa tumefunga siku 30. So siku ya leo tunasema alhamdulillah, kila mtu sasa it's back to normal, ni kukula.
All right, Akisa, they say today is the day you remember the needy, those who cannot afford anything, to celebrate with the orphans, to celebrate with those who cannot even afford a lunch or supper or breakfast. Back to you in the studio, Akisa.
Well, thank you. I hope you'll also be able to take time off and enjoy your Idul Fitri day today. Thank you for that, Faisal Abdurrahman joining us there from the Jamia Mosque. Away from that, the co-pilot of the ill-fated FlySax aircraft that crashed in the Aberdares last week is to be laid to rest today. First Officer Jean Mureithi, who is 26, is said to be buried at her parents' home in Giakanja, Nyeri. The ill-fated FlySax plane with registration number 5YCAC was headed to Nairobi from Kitale when it went missing on Tuesday last week and crashed, killing all occupants on board. The pilot, Captain Barbara Wangeshi Kamau, was laid to rest yesterday. We'll be giving you those details shortly. Raquel Muigai is at that home. She will be telling us more about that particular burial ceremony currently happening in Nyeri. Now, needy Muslim families of Somali descent living in Isiolo have celebrated Idul Fitri in style after receiving foodstuffs donations from Mombasa County Governor Ali Hassan Joho. The foodstuffs include baking flour, cooking oil, sugar and rice, and beneficiaries welcomed the generous gesture by Governor Joho, adding that it will enable destitute families to celebrate their special day in the Islamic calendar, just like other families that are well endowed. Isiolo Jamia Mosque Administrator Mahmoud Ahmed said that at least 40 needy families from each of the 11 Somali clans living in Isiolo will benefit from the donation.
Tunarudishia shukrani Gavana wa Mombasa Hassan Ali Joho na Waziri Aisha Abdi. Tunasema asanteni sana. Ile chakula ambayo umetuma kwa community ya wa Somali Isiolo County tumepokea, na tunasema asanteni sana, na watu ya jamii ya Wasomali wamefurahia hiyo msaada wenu ambayo mmetoa, na sisi tunasema Mwenyezi Mungu awaweke nyinyi mahali pamzuri, afanye vile mnaangalia maslahi ya mayatima, wagonjwa, wale ambao hawana uwezo.
Nashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu na nashukuru waziri wetu Aisha na gavana wetu ndugu yetu Hassan Ali Joho, yule alitukumbuka na mambo mzuri, sababu kuna watoto wa yatima, kuna wale wanyonge, kuna maskini. Alitusaidia akatukumbuka akiwa mahali mbali, na Mungu akumbuke yeye.
Now, Embu Water and Sanitation Company has today donated several bags of flour, sugar, cooking oil, among other cooking material, to Muslims that are celebrating their Idul Fitri today after completing their fasting period. The water company, led by the Human Resource Manager Mary Mugwira, said that the company decided to donate the cooking items to the poor families so that they could celebrate the day just like other able Muslims. Women and children received the donations with a lot of joy and promised to be strong in their religion. Away from that, Dagoretti Member of Parliament Simba Arati has also voiced support for the lifestyle audit, saying it is the only way to tame runaway corruption in the country. Let's listen to what he said earlier in the day.
Si mwingine is one of us in Parliament who brings sugar, and that sugar was destroyed in Mombasa. It was 3,000 bags, 190 kgs. Watu, hiyo sukari ilipoletwa, ingine mmeona imepatikana wapi? Isili. Sukari ambayo sukari ambayo ilipatikana Isli imechanganywa na madini ya lead na mercury. Sijui nani anajua ni nini itaweza cost kwa mwili wako. Hapa wengi ninyi yaani ni marehemu. Sisi wengi hapa ni nini? Marehemu. Na nyinyi mnataka kupigia watu makofi. Ushabiki wa vyama, ushabiki wa ujinga peke yake. Wewe mwenyewe mtoto nyumbani umetengenezea sukari mtoto huyo, bwana yako, bibi yako, wazazi, kizazi chote kinakufa. It's going, the whole generation. Alafu mwambie tucheke na watu kweli? We don't have to. Ukwe wewe ni Mkikuyu, ukwe wewe ni Jaluo, Mluya, Mkisii, Mkamba, we must stand and say no. Afadhali tukufe nusu kwa sababu tumesimama, lakini tuokoe nchi yetu kwa mamilioni. Kwa sababu haja gani wewe ukae na utakufa tu? Unaogopa kufa lakini utafanya nini? Utakufa. Afadhali tumalizane na yule ambaye anataka kumaliza kizazi chako na kizazi ambacho kinakuja. Kwa hivyo hiyo sukari, na tumesema vizuri, wakati rais mwenyewe atakapotuambia kwamba huyu mtu ndio mwenye hii sukari, kwa sababu nataka kujua Diamond Wholesalers ni kina nani. Waziri mwenyewe alituambia ni Diamond Wholesalers, nataka kujua ni nani huyu. We want to know ni nani huyu. Amwezi tupigia kura, wakati mmetupigia kura tunaamka kwenda kufanya biashara ya kuua nyinyi. Nani watapiga kura kesho? Wacha niwaambie kabla sijasema swala moja hapa. Mnaona hii uwanja? Si ni uwanja wa shule? Si ni uwanja wa shule? Huu uwanja karibu uende mara 2. Wiki hii mimi nimepigiwa simu, mheshimiwa kuja. Nikaenda. Mheshimiwa, kuna eka 2 opposite kwa Saitoti. Nikaambia hii vita nilipigana last term yote mzima kwa sababu ya wizi huo wa hiyo shamba. Tafadhali give me a break. Kwamba wako na title deed kutoka pale kwa ile mast mpaka hapa katikati ya uwanja. Hiyo uwanja wa Lavington. Tafadhali, siku ambayo mtasikia kwamba mtu amekuja Lavington Primary, yawezekana wewe mtoto wako asome hapa, lakini mtoto wa mtoto wako atasoma hapa. Lazima tutetee mali ya umma, yani kwa hali yote.
All right, I want us to head back to that story I told you about earlier on, where the first officer in the FlySax plane that crashed last week, she's being laid to rest today. The co-pilot of the ill-fated FlySax that crashed in the Aberdares last week is to be laid to rest today. And the first officer, Jean Mureithi, who's 26 years of age, is set to be buried at her parents' home in Giakanja in the county of Nyeri. Let's now speak to our reporter, Raquel Muigai, on the same. She's at the burial site. Raquel, definitely not a good day for those present in that particular burial ceremony.
Exactly, Akisa, a very somber moment for the family and friends of the first officer, Jean Mureithi, who perished in that particular ill-fated flight aircraft on from the descriptions from the family and friends, they have described her as a girl who was very ambitious, self-driven. She was someone who wanted the best for everyone and very sociable and also not to say the least. From her friends, they say that she was one, for the late Jean was one to just give a call and just ask, how is it that you're doing? Can we meet up for lunch? Is it possible if we can probably go through some of our plans? And therefore, from the description that we do have at this particular, from the friends and family, is that they have lost a very special person, a rare kind of person. Jean Mureithi was born on 27th August 1992, and she was just to turn 26 years in just a few months, in less than 2 months. But that is not to be, given that particular incident, that particular ill-fated Tuesday. So at this point, we're just getting to the service is currently ongoing as she'll be laid to rest just a few minutes from now. But just to give you a brief background of who Jen was and what the family has known her. The country knows her as one of the co-pilots that was on that ill-fated aircraft, but the family describes her as a very beautiful girl and ambitious person. She was the second born to Mr. and Mrs. Mureithi after her, and the only girl actually between two boys. She got to finish her KCP examinations here in Nyeri County at the Mount Kenya School, Mount Kenya Academy, and therefore proceeding to the Kenya High School, where she got to successfully complete her secondary education with a clean grade, with a clean A grade. And it's at that point that her ambition for of becoming a pilot erupted. But she has always been, as the family describes her, she has always been one to express her desire of being a pilot, being able to just fly across the country, across the globe. But at that point, she was advised to move to do at least a degree, and it's at that point that she registered for a degree course at Strathmore Business School and got to do her finance degree. And after finishing, she got to join the Kenya Pilot School, where she, between 2015 and 2017, where she got her flying license. And at that point, immediately after completing her school, got to join Mombasa Airline. And just soon after, she was also called by Fly Sax, and her colleagues from Fly Sax describe her as one who was very jolly. And from one of the stories that we've had to hear right now is that say that their friends describe her as one person who they still could not understand how one could be very jolly and very active at 6 a.m., something that it's not actually normal for them. And therefore, it is a very sad moment for the family. But even as they lay her to rest, they still need answers on what exactly happened to that particular aircraft, if it is something that could have been avoided, and if not, then at least to have that closure of what exactly happened to their little girl. Akesa.
Update will definitely be joining you later on as you continue to cover that particular funeral for us of Jane Mureithi, the first officer who was among those who perished in the ill-fated Fly Sax that crashed last week on Tuesday. The burial is taking place at her parents' home in Giakanja in the county of Nyeri. Now, West Sugar Company has been barred from selling any sugar from their warehouse following an operation that nabbed contraband sugar packaged in their branded material. An analysis carried out on samples of the 1,400 bags of illegal sugar seized by police in different operations reveal that some of the sugar contained contaminated water-insoluble matter. Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i says the sugar contains copper, mercury, yeast and mold, despite the sacks of the sweetener being marked as not safe for human consumption, and scrupulous businessmen package them in 1 kilogram and 2 kilogram packets disguised as local brands, among them Cabras, Mumias Sugar, West Sugar and Kilimo Kenya. Let's now speak to our reporter, Willie Lusige, joining us live from Kakamega. Willie, good afternoon. This is definitely a shocker for many, especially in the western region where most of these companies are set up.
Akisa, indeed, it is a shocker to even the locals here, who most of them are sugarcane farmers. And just news in right now is that the West Kenya company, which the management had promised to have a press conference at 1 p.m., have rescheduled their press conference to Monday. This is in regard to the 59,000 bags of counterfeit sugar that was impounded yesterday at Webuye at Pan-African Paper Miller, where it is, we were informed by the investigators that the sugar had been imported using documents belonging to West Kenya Sugar Factory. Remember, this is one of the sugar factories leading in Western region, and this raises a lot of questions. Why were they importing this kind of sugar, and maybe what was the use of it? Because it was labeled on the bags that is not good for human consumption, and also it was not for sale. So yesterday, the investigators and also police officers surrounded the warehouse in Webuye and found out that there was sugar, 59 59,000 bags, each bag which was going for 50 kg, and the total amount of that consignment is approximated to be 250 million shillings, and also it translates to 2,450 tons. So the management had promised to give a statement today, but they have declined, saying that they have rescheduled the meeting to Monday where they'll give more details. But you're also keeping an eye to wait and see what will be the findings from the CAB officers which visited the place of scene and also carried away some samples to go and investigate that. But apart from that, also we saw DCI officers of investigation from DCI head office in Nairobi also visited West Kenya Sugar Factory and tried to find out if there is any other consignment there. They have not given a full statement. They only spoke to us and say that they will give another statement on Monday. So this raises a lot of questions. Local here in Western region, some of them are saying that maybe they will start now protesting to know what is happening in this sugar industries in Western region, especially that they have been accused of importing fake and counterfeit sugar and repackaging using their brand name and selling it at a higher cost. And up to now, we have seen the government trying to tighten all the leakages, all the potholes in the border, especially at Busia border, which CS for Interior Fred Matiang'i said was the entry point of this counterfeit sugar. And also another consignment has been found in Bungoma at what we call, there is a shopping center there, but so far the police have not given us an official statement of how many bags or maybe the weight and even the amount of money that contraband might cost, but we'll be keeping an open eye, and then when they give a press conference or a statement, we'll make sure that we update all our viewers, Akisa.
Willie, thank you for that update. Willie Lusige for us there in Kakamega, as we await to just see how these investigations will pan out with regarding the not safe for consumption sugar that is have been packaged or were impounded the other day. And of course, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior sending a stern warning to businessmen who are engaging in these illegal activities. I want us to take a quick break. When we get back, we take a look at the budget and its intrigues, but especially what does this mean for the youth of the country, with Kenya being the big brother of East Africa. Does this mean anything to the young people of Kenya? We'll be speaking to Bernard Onyango. He's a knowledge translation scientist at the African Institute of Development Policy. Just taking a look at the budget and what provisions are there to make lives better for young people, especially when it comes to empowering them. Let's take that break. We'll be back with that discussion and more here on KTN News Desk.